funny.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And Paranoid ranks among Black Sabbath's most famous songs. But Geezer Butler said he had to explain the word's meaning to Ozzy Osbourne during recording. During an appearance on the Bob Lassett's podcast, Butler recalls the session that birthed Paranoid. He said, "We went in to record the second album and the producer said, you gotta come up with another 3 minutes," the bassist explained. Because in those days, an album wasn't classed as an album unless it had over 40 minutes or something. You had to have 40 minutes worth of material for it to be classed as an LP. And that is just short of like 3 minutes that we had, so you got to come up with something quick. The members of Black Sabbath had to record another tune to complete their album, and it was Tony Iommi who sparked the new idea. He said, "I think me and Ozzy and Bill Ward went out to get a sandwich," Butler said. "We came back in and Tony had come up with the riff to Paranoid." And man, it's like, oh, that's good. And Ozzy came up with the vocal lines straight away. I scribbled down the lyrics and we wrote and recorded it in about 2 to 3 hours. According to Butler, Ozzy hated writing lyrics, so the bassist was tasked with coming up with the Paranoid words. The process was fast and Butler wrote the lyrics down, showed them to Ozzy, and he literally was reading them as he was singing the song in the studio. At one point, the frontman posed a question to the bandmate. He says, "What does Paranoid mean anyway?" Butler recalled with a laugh, and I explained what Paranoid meant, and he was all okay with it. Released in 1970 as the first single from the album of the same name, Paranoid became one of Black Sabbath's definitive hits. In America, it peaked at number 61 on the Billboard Hot 100 and is generally regarded as one of the greatest songs in heavy metal history. Well, yeah, I mean, kind of burnt out on it, but is it a bad song? Hell no. Paranoid is classic as hell. You know? I love the hell out of that song. I love the hell out of every song off Paranoid. And the album, like a lot of people, a lot of you know out there, was supposed to be called War Pigs, and that's why this stupid cover exists. I hate the album cover to Black Sabbath. Even if it was going to be called War Pigs, it was going to be this stupid ass picture. I prefer this picture. I love this album cover. This would have been awesome. A devil man all paranoid with a blade. That would have been badass. This album must have been such a mind blower for the youth back then that got it, because this went up in the charts in England and over here. You know, while critics, Rolling Stone magazine hated on Black Sabbath, they were a people's band. And I can just imagine all these people getting into Black Sabbath back in 1970. They must have had their freaking minds blown. I mean, there's nothing like this. You know, listen to Black Sabbath. Nothing like Black Sabbath. Originators, they started in a genre. You know, they're just beyond amazing, right? This is 1970, man. I heard this album maybe 3 or 4 years later because my brother bought it. He owned a copy, and me and him shared a room at the time. And I swear to you, man, I mean, this is how it was in the early 70s. If you're a little kid, you get the fear of God installed in you, you know? My very first memory of life was somebody standing outside of an A&P. I think A&P still exists. A&P in Tarrytown, New York. It was a grocery store. My first memory in life was a guy with a sign saying, Jesus Is Coming. I mean, either that's my first memory or listening to a Beatles song. One of the two. But I know I was extremely young with the whole Jesus Is Coming thing. And, you know, that installed in me. You know, plus my parents took me to church a lot. So, you know, I was God-fearing. So when my brother would play this album, I was afraid for my life. I was so freaked out by it. Especially side 2. I remember vividly that riff of Electric Funeral as a little kid. And I would leave the room. I would leave the room and say sorry to God. You know? And it wasn't until many years later that, nah, man, this music is still kind of scary, but it rules so hard. And they become my favorite band ever. A band that initially scared the hell out of me because I was a young, dumb kid. I didn't know no better, you know? Only for them. I'm telling you, man, when I bought with my own money, We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. When I bought that album, which is essentially really the first 2 albums, but, you know, they sprinkled in a couple songs from the other albums, but they became my band. Even back then with that album that I needed desperately to own everything Black Sabbath did, except for Sabotage. I did not want Sabotage because We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll featured only one Sabotage song, and it was Am I Going Insane Radio, which I love the song now, but back then it stuck out like a sore thumb on that album. I wasn't a fan, so I didn't want to buy Sabotage, you know, and then I heard Symptom of the Universe, blew my mind, and it's one of my favorite Black Sabbath albums. But anyway, Paranoid never gets mentioned as one of my favorites, but I mean, seriously, all Sabbath is my favorite from the 70s. They're all good. I love Technical XC, Never Say Die, you know. First one, second one, Master Reality, Volume 4, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, my God. All amazing, amazing albums. But since I don't talk about Paranoid as much, I have this week. And not only that, I am now going to rank the songs off the Paranoid album. There are 8 songs, so here we go. All right. At number 8, Rat Salad. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an instrumental, and I love it. I just love every song more. Like number 7, the biggest hit off the album, Paranoid. I really love this song. Yeah, I guess there's a burnout factor, but still. It deserves to be at number 9 or 10 low because that's how awesome this album is. That as badass as Paranoid is, I like all the songs more. Like number 6, Planet Caravan. Absolutely love it. Great chill out tune. You know, you play that on the headphones with the amazing jazz playing from Tony. Holy crap, is this song fucking awesome. You know, it's in the middle of all this heaviness. Bam. Hey, chill out for a little bit, man. Because once we're done with this song, we're going to continue crushing you till the end of the album. Love Planet Caravan. All right, at number 5, Hand of Doom. I love Hand of Doom. What you gonna do? You know, Hand of Doom and Rat Salad really is one song, you know? Like if you watch the live footage of them playing Paranoid, the songs from Paranoid before Paranoid came out in Paris, they played Hand of Doom right into Rat Salad. But anyway, awesome song. I love Hand of Doom. At number 4, Iron Man. Man, you know, yeah, oh, I'm burnt out. You know what? I'm kind of not burnt out on Iron Man. It's so awesome. It really is an amazing freaking song. You know, now, like, you know, because you have all the components, great components, but man, the way Bill Ward plays those drums, unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's playing it like, you know, I get the vision of Iron Man clunking his way down the street with those weird beats that my favorite drummer in the world is doing. And then when it speeds up, oh, fucking Iron Man's beyond classic. It should be number one, but there's 3 songs I like more. And number 3, Fairies Wear Boots. You know, like what Geezer was saying toward the beginning, like Ozzy hated writing lyrics. He did write the lyrics to Fairies Wear Boots, though. He also wrote the lyrics to the song Black Sabbath and the writ off Sabotage and a few more. But Fairies Wear Boots is awesome, classic. Then it slows down, gets a little low while Ozzy sings. Damn! I love Fairies Wear Boots. That's why it's all the way at number 3. Now number 2, my number 2 has always been my favorite song off of Paranoid, but it's not no more. It's my number 2. Electric Funeral. Electric Funeral, that riff that scared me as a little boy. Now I worship it. I mean, this song is so awesome. I love it. Total Doom. Total Doom. I mean, probably the most doomiest riff. Well, that and Cornucopia. The beginning of Cornucopia is pretty damn doomy. Ooh, Under the Sun. God damn it, he's got too many. He's the Lord of the Riffs, man. Tony Iommi rules. Electric Funeral, amazing. So that leaves my number 1, which is War Pigs. Yes, War Pigs wasn't my number 1. It was Electric Funeral. But man, it hit me the other day, man. Because I just put on Paranoid. On my walk, I was like, let me listen to Paranoid because this is an album I don't listen too much. Man, walking and listening to War Pigs. What's going on in that song? The sirens, the doom, the killer lyrics, Ozzy's delivery. Oh, Lord, yeah. Man, the drumming, man. The solo and everything about it is perfection. Yes, it's one of the biggest Black Sabbath songs. Probably the second or third biggest. Paranoid, Iron Man, and War Pigs would be the 3 big ones from Black Sabbath, and all 3 are on this album. But to me, the biggest one on the album is definitely War Pigs. And nobody was singing like shit like this, man. It was fucking brutal. Amazing stuff. So there you go, everybody. Geezer had to teach Ozzy what Paranoid meant. Yeah, slow news week, but hey, at least you got some news on Black Sabbath Sunday. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. Leave your comments below what you feel of the Paranoid album. If you want to rank them, please do. I like reading stuff like that. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. That would be awesome. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Paranoid and Black Sabbath. Smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.